Street performers have entertained crowds in London's Covent Garden since the 1660s. But could the demise of people carrying cash see this tradition fade from the streets? Pete Kolowski, stage name Heavy Metal Pete, has been a street performer for 20 years, drawing crowds with his act.
A bit of contortion, juggling knives, do some tricks with a bullwhip, and I finish with a stunt I like to call the sandwich of death, which is a bed of nails which I lie on, sandwiched between two sets, and then a volunteer from the audience stands on top. 30 stone is my record.
So what do street performers bring to an area?
It's just for bringing an area to life, attracting tourism, and building links with the community, as well as an accessible way into the performing arts.
Pete says most people in his audience still carry cash.
Personally, I resisted getting a card reader for a very, very long time. In the end, I caved because I was kind of robbing myself, really. But I think most performers at Covent Garden find similar, that most people still carry cash at the moment. Well, if society was to go completely cashless, it would be devastating for our art form. Because it's just, the card reader's too cumbersome. It just doesn't lend itself to a spontaneous street performance. At the end, it's not like people can just come up, drop something in the hat and off. There's the fiddling with the machine, there's the internet signal, whether it works. It's just far too cumbersome and it's not practical.
I asked the public if they would pay a street performer using their bank cards or cash only.
I would only tip with cash. I wouldn't use a card. No dispersion on them, but I just wouldn't use a card.
Just don't really know when it's going to be cloned, where it's going to be cloned, if that's, and then we don't come to London very often, well I don't, so it's nice to be able to feel that you can trust what you've got on you and keep it safe, really.
I would do cash if I had cash, but I just never carry cash.
I would tip with both. I would say it's so easy to tip with your phone now because you have Apple Pay and cards have contactless payment, so you could do both just as easily as getting money out of your pocket.
Link is the company responsible for connecting the ATM network in the UK. They also run a financial inclusion programme ensuring every high street has access to cash.
In terms of most people's use of cash, yes, it's dropping. But we've found that our research showed that 70% of people use cash in the last 2 weeks. So although it's dropping, it's not disappearing completely. It's also really important that if the systems fail, and sometimes you go somewhere where they haven't got connection or the system's down, then that's when cash comes in. And so cash is there as a fallback. It's there as a contingency if digital systems fail. So cash is used less, but still very, very important.
So, for the time being, as long as people have access to cash or until people become more comfortable with card readers, the streets of Covent Garden will continue to be brought to life by performers. Lisa Hartle, GB News, London.